Picture this. You're sipping your morning coffee. You look out your living room window, and there is your middle-aged, ridiculously entitled neighbor, casually stuffing your private mail into her oversized designer bag. And when you run outside to confront her, she doesn't apologize. Oh no, she looks you dead in the eye and claims she's doing you a massive favor by making sure you aren't bringing dangerous items into her precious neighborhood. Yeah, grab your snacks, guys, because this actually happened to me, and the karma at the end is absolutely delicious. Let's rewind a bit. A few months ago, I finally bought my first house. It was in this beautiful, quiet suburban neighborhood. You know the exact type: perfectly trimmed lawns, white picket fences, and a homeowners association that complains if your trash can is 2 inches out of line. I thought I had finally made it, but exactly 2 weeks after I moved in, things started getting weird. First, a utility bill went missing. I didn't think much of it. The postal service messes up sometimes, right? But then, a small package just vanished into thin air. The delivery app clearly said, "Delivered to front porch," with a photo. But when I opened my door 5 minutes later, nothing. Just an empty porch and the wind blowing. I thought maybe some local teenagers were playing a prank. But the absolute breaking point was when a highly confidential envelope from my accountant disappeared. I literally watched the mail carrier drop it in my box from my kitchen window. I finished washing my mug, walked outside 10 minutes later, and the mailbox was completely empty. That was it. No more playing nice. I went full secret agent. I ordered a high-resolution wireless hidden camera with night vision and motion tracking. I mounted it directly above my front door, completely disguised inside a decorative porch light. Then, I set up an alert zone pointed specifically at my mailbox and my porch steps. The trap was set. I didn't have to wait long. 3 days later, it's a Tuesday afternoon. I'm sitting on my couch, minding my own business. Suddenly, my phone lights up. Ding! Notification. Motion detected at front porch. I open the live feed, and my jaw physically drops. It's my neighbor from next door. Let's call her Karen. She's wearing this ridiculous hot pink tracksuit, creeping onto my property like a third-rate cartoon villain. I watch her walk right up to my door, bend down, and scoop up a heavy box that was just dropped off. Then, this woman has the absolute audacity to waddle over to my mailbox, pull down the lid, grab a stack of my fresh letters, and toss the entire stack into her massive bag. My blood boiled. I kicked my chair back, sprinted down the hallway, and ripped the front door open right as she was turning to leave with my stuff. "Hey, what in the world do you think you're doing?" I yelled. Now, a normal person caught red-handed would freeze. They'd drop the box, apologize, or just run away in shame. Not Karen. Oh no, she slowly turned around, looked me up and down, and her face twisted into a mask of pure, offended outrage. "I am doing my job, young man," she snapped, clutching my box to her chest like it was her baby. "Your job? You are literally stealing my mail. That is a federal offense. Put my stuff down right now." And then she delivered the most delusional speech I have ever witnessed. She puffed out her chest, pointed a fake nail at me, and said, "Listen to me, you little punk. I have lived on this street for 22 years. I am the senior resident here. You are a nobody. You don't know who you are. You could be doing illegal things. You could be bringing dangerous substances into our community. It is my duty as a long-term resident to inspect all the packages of suspicious new neighbors to keep us safe." I just stared at her. My brain was genuinely struggling to process the sheer magnitude of her stupidity. Are you actually out of your mind? Are you seriously justifying federal mail theft By claiming you're the self-appointed neighborhood watch? "It is a safety inspection, not theft," she screeched, her voice echoing down the street. "I have a right to know what is being brought into my neighborhood. You should be on your knees thanking me for my vigilance, you ungrateful brat." I realized right then that arguing with this woman was useless. I didn't say another word to her. I calmly pulled my phone out of my pocket, unlocked it, and dialed 911 on speakerphone. "Yes, dispatcher? I need officers at my address immediately. My neighbor has broken into my mailbox and is currently standing on my front lawn holding my stolen property." Did hearing the police being called scare her? Nope. It actually energized her. She smiled this terrifying, unhinged smile. "Yes, call them! Call the police!" she yelled, doing a little victory dance. "The officers know me personally. I will tell them how aggressive you are, and you will be the one going to lock up for hiding things from the community." For the next 10 minutes, we just stood there in the sun, a complete standoff. Finally, I heard the sirens. A squad car pulled up, lights flashing, and 2 big, no-nonsense patrol officers stepped out. Karen instantly flipped a switch. She morphed into a helpless victim. She ran toward them, whining, "Officers, thank goodness you're here. This new man is threatening me. I confiscated his suspicious packages for a routine safety check, and he started verbally attacking me." The older cop stopped. He looked at the heavy box in her hands, looked at the letters poking out of her bag, and then looked at me. "Sir, is that your mail?" he asked. "Yes, officer," I replied. "And I have crystal clear 4K security footage of her walking onto my porch, taking the package, and emptying my mailbox." The cop turned to Karen. He looked so exhausted. "Ma'am, did you take his mail?" "Well, of course I did," she declared proudly, waiting for a medal. "I just told you, I am protecting the street." The cop let out a breath that sounded like his soul was leaving his body. "Ma'am, put the box and the letters on the ground. Slowly. Taking someone else's mail is a federal crime. You are breaking the law." The smug smile instantly melted off Karen's face. You could practically see her brain malfunctioning as she realized the cops were not taking her side. "Excuse me?" she shrieked. "You cannot arrest me! I pay your salary! I know the mayor! I'm the victim here! You need to arrest him!" She violently pointed her finger at my face. "Ma'am, I am not going to ask you again. Drop the box, turn around, and put your hands behind your back," the second officer said, pulling out a pair of steel handcuffs. And that is when Karen went completely feral. She let out this unbelievable screech and actually threw my box directly at the cop's chest. Then she started flailing her arms, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Help! They're attacking a senior citizen! Someone call the real authorities!" By this point, every single neighbor was out on their front porch. People were recording it on their phones. And let me tell you, not a single person stepped in to help her. Everyone looked absolutely thrilled that the neighborhood tyrant was finally getting a massive reality check. It took the 2 officers exactly 10 seconds to spin her around and slam the cuffs onto her wrists. That loud metallic click was the most satisfying sound I have ever heard in my entire life. They shoved her into the back of the cruiser while she kicked the doors. But wait, guys, here is the unexpected ending I promised you. Because she committed a federal offense, the police got a warrant to search her property for any other stolen mail. When they opened her garage, It was floor to ceiling full of boxes and letters. This crazy lady hadn't just been stealing from me. She had been hoarding the entire neighborhood's suspicious mail for over 3 years. She had thousands of packages in there. Karen got hit with so many federal charges, I lost count. She didn't just go to jail, she got absolutely sued into oblivion by the entire neighborhood. She had to sell her house at a massive loss just to pay her legal fees, and she is officially banned from ever living in our county again. As for me, the street is now perfectly peaceful. And the best part? The other neighbors actually threw a block party to celebrate her leaving, and I was the guest of honor. Moral of the story, guys, never mess with someone else's mail. Have you guys ever had a wild neighbor try to pull something like this? Let me know your absolute worst neighbor stories down in the comments. And if you enjoyed watching this Karen get exactly what she deserved, smash that like button and subscribe to Stop It Karen so you never miss another crazy dose of instant karma. Catch you guys in the next video.